I'm Nikki Went here, Recreation Manager for the Appleton Parks and Recreation. We want to welcome you to our first ever virtual job fair. We thought we'd try things a little bit different this year in hopes that we can reach more people, and if you don't get the chance to watch it live, you can scroll through our Facebook page and watch it at a later date. Wanted to welcome Cable Helmbrecht and Nate Baldwin to our discussion today. They're both recreation programmers and hire a lot of different seasonal staff positions for the summer. So our goal with doing this is what we want to do is just kind of explain different processes that we go through with the city as far as what we do to hire individuals, how you go through the application process, different things like that. We're hoping that this will be interactive, so if you have questions throughout the video, feel free to comment in on the video. Our lovely assistant Margaret will be getting us those questions then. So we also took some time as hiring supervisors for our department to record some videos. You can find those videos on our website by clicking the employment link on the right hand side of our website, which is appletonparkandrec.org. The hiring supervisors recorded brief videos talking about positions that they are hiring for. So if you want a little bit more detailed information, you can check out those videos. You can see who the hiring supervisor will be, who you'll be working for, learn a little bit more about the position and some details there. There's also on the applications online, which you can also find on our website, you'll find a little bit more information as far as the rates for the different positions, what the qualifications would be, things like that. So I guess with that being said, we just want to have some discussion amongst the hiring supervisors, talk to you guys a little bit about our expectations, things that we'll be looking for. So I guess you guys can chime in as we go along here, but what are some of the positions that we have out there for summer employment, and what's the best way for someone to apply? I guess we'll start with Nate.
Sure. So the positions I'm going to have are mostly youth sports related positions. So in the summertime we have a lot of introductory camps, we have a couple of leagues, and we need lots of staff to cover those various positions. So for example, some of our camp positions are tennis instructor, golf instructor. So if you have a particular interest or skill in either one of those sports, that'd be a great position for you. We also have a slightly more generic role called a sports camp instructor. So for our very young kids, 3, 4, 5 years old, we have an introductory all-around sports camp, basically, where they get to taste test a bunch of different activities and learn a little bit about each of them. So that's a great role for somebody who just likes sports in general and has enough knowledge about the fundamentals to show how fun it is to a young kid. We have a big baseball softball league in the summer as well, and for that league I need a lot of help. We need umpires from T-ball on up, all the way up through 7th and 8th grade. So no matter where your experience with the game is or your comfort level in being an official, we can put you in a spot where you'd be comfortable and successful, which is great. And then we also need a couple of supervisors for that league as well. So that's pretty much what I've got.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to add to that a little bit. I know we weren't able to have all of our hiring supervisors here due to lack of space, but a couple of the other positions that I know some of our other managers are hiring for, like our grounds manager, our facilities manager, our golf course manager, they're also hiring. A lot of those are more labor type positions, so taking care of the parks, working on the golf course as the grounds crew, things like that. So if you're interested in those positions, those are also out there through the city's website. You can find out all of the seasonal positions available. The ones I'm going to talk about briefly will just be the playground leader position and then the camp APRD supervisor. So again, they're working with kids ages 6 through 13. Programs are a little bit different. Camp runs Monday through Friday. Playgrounds will be Monday through Thursday, but both of them are fantastic opportunities for those of you maybe looking to go into education as a major for their college degree. Great experience working with kids, great experience in a leadership role because you are at your site by yourself with your co-leaders. So you are responsible for creating the activities that they do, creating the safety, stuff like that. So if you're interested in working with kids and have a passion for working with kids, those are also some great options for you. All right, Cable, what do you got?
So I hire mainly at the pools, so that'll be at Mead and Herb pools this summer. We hire everything from water slide attendants, which basically are the people that are at the top of the water slides and administer the kids going down the slides, and they also have some grounds duties, cleaning up locker rooms and garbage pickup, things like that. Our front office staff is our pool cashiers, so they're the ones that are taking admission into the pools. So we do have positions available at both of those locations at Mead and Herb. Lifeguards is the big thing. We have a lot of positions to fill for lifeguards, and they also double as our swim lesson instructors. So we do 4 different sessions of swim lessons during the summertime. Most of them take place in the morning before the pool opens. So we definitely need a lot of staff to help out and make sure that people are safe and learning a lifelong skill. In addition to the pool side of things, we also have our concession stands. So that's everything from concession managers as well as just our concessionaires, obviously just the food prep, taking daily transactions and some minor cleanup. So we have a lot of people to hire this summer, so we hope to see you there.
I'm going to circle back to the whole lifeguard position, because one of the questions that we frequently get from people is, that sounds like a great summer job. How do I go about becoming certified to become a lifeguard? So
Right.
if you could explain that for
Sure.
those that are interested.
Well, there's 3 different certifications that you do need to be a lifeguard. So that starts with your first aid certification, there's CPR for the professional rescuer, and then your lifeguard certification. This requires you to take a class, usually through the Red Cross, YMCA, your schools, your local high schools will offer a class, as well as Parks and Rec here. So we offer a class starting in February on Saturday mornings, and it's about 27 hours worth of class time. So there's videos, in-pool, skills sessions. So we make sure that whoever teaches that class is obviously going to get you ready to get in a lifeguard chair and be ready to work this summer. So those are the 3 certifications that you need to be a lifeguard.
One of the questions we also get about becoming a lifeguard is, what are the obligations and expectations for them to work weekends and evenings? A lot of our positions take place during the day. They're day camps, they're cleaning the parks, being the park laborers. So maybe just speak briefly about what the expectation is if they become a lifeguard for them to work.
So when you become a lifeguard, our pools are open obviously 7 days a week during the summertime. So there is going to be some weekend work required. There will be evening work required because we don't close a pool when we all go home at 4:30 or 5 o'clock during the summertime at the office here. So that pool is open till 8, 9 o'clock, and you definitely need to be flexible. We are very flexible working with you. I know kids are busy, different sports or clubs that they're involved with during the summertime. So we work with you, but we do, want you to be there and be flexible to be able to put some time in at the pool, because we need everyone to be able to work. So
One of the good things about becoming a lifeguard too is that, because they can be as old as 16? As young as 16?
Young,
to
they
become
just
a
change it.
lifeguard?
Yeah, 15 years of
15
age
years
is
old?
the minimum age to be a lifeguard now.
So if you're looking for that to do in the summer, but also as a lifeguard with us, we have opportunities throughout the entire year for you to continue to, kind of hold a job while you're in school and stuff, and keep your certification up. So
Yeah, we have at East and West high schools, we do swim lessons and have open swim, so we can utilize you year round and keep you working during the fall and winter season. So
all right, I'm going to turn the tables on Nate here. So one of the questions that we frequently get from people is, I know when we did our job fair last year, a lot of individuals had asked, so what is going to make me stand out on my application? So we receive hundreds of applications for different positions for just summer. So as we're going through and we're seeing all these things and we're like, okay, this one's in high school and this one's in high school, what makes them stand out? Like, what can someone write on their application? What would you like to see them put on there that will kind of give them the edge and maybe get them into that interview?
I think something that stands out when you go through all these applications for summer seasonal jobs is that kids have a tendency of being too humble. They don't want to list out their accomplishments. They don't want to list out their interests, but that's the best way we have to get to know you a little bit. When you can at least give us just a glimpse of your personality, a glimpse of your interests. Even in high school, you're starting to think about what you might want to study when you're in college, what you might want to pursue when you go for that first job. just even a little bit of insight into that. You know, maybe you just really love sports and you're passionate about working with kids and teaching them some of the things you know. That's stuff that we like to find out through that application review. So there are plenty of questions that we'll put on that application that will give you an opportunity to give us a little insight into who you are and what you enjoy and what you really want to get out of this position. And you know, the more information you can give us about that, the better. That's what makes you stand out, and that's what can make the difference between a call back at an interview or skipping right past you and on to the next one. So Nikki's right. I mean, there are times when we're reviewing 30, 40, 50 applications to fill a variety of positions, and it's just the names do start to blend into each other after a while. So anything that gives us more insight into who you are is better. You know, we spend more time reading it, we spend more time looking at it, and that's when we really start thinking about whether this person would be a good fit for that job or not, and that's usually what leads to the interview.
And I think what applicants have to remember is this is your first impression to make on us. So when we scroll through applications, if you have a resume that's well put together and you're listing your different experience, it doesn't have to be job related experience, but we want to know, what are you involved in at school? Maybe you volunteered for certain things, you're part of different clubs, or you've helped out with different organizations. List all that information. All that stuff's going to, as Nate said, help to get to know you better. Even above and beyond that, if you put together a cover letter for us and attach it to your application stating, why do you really want this position? We want to know that people we hire are going to be passionate about what they're going to be doing. So it's not just, oh, my parents are making me get a summer job. We definitely want to know, why are you excited for this job? How do you think you're going to benefit the program, the participants, things like that. So, Cable, anything that you kind of look for when you're looking at the applications or resumes that stand out?
Yeah, no matter how minor you might think your experience is, if it's volunteering or you helped, rake your neighbor's leaves through a project, make sure you let us know about that. Don't just have no work experience on your application, because we want to know, like both Nikki and Nate said, we want to know about you. We want to know what you're going to bring to our program and how you can benefit us and our community. So, and the good thing about it is once you start working for us and there's multiple jobs through our department, all it's going to take is for Nate to ask me, hey, how was this employee? And I'll be great, so that we have different jobs outside of that initial one that you applied for, that there's other opportunities for you. So I think that's a big plus too.
I think if you're in high school or college too, it's really important to let us know what your goals are and how a position like this is going to help you achieve those goals. Something Nikki mentioned earlier that I want to latch onto is that I think the typical park and rec job has kind of a history of being that fun job. Oh, I can sit out in the sun and enjoy my summer, and that it's not serious employment. It is serious employment, and you're learning some things that are going to be invaluable to you as you move forward into your ultimate career. Maybe that career will even be park and rec. But if you're in human services or child development or teaching, you're getting immediate hands-on opportunity to work with kids every day. Lesson plan, discipline, role model. You're doing all of these things that are going to be tangible skills that you're going to take with you then into your profession. So if you're in that high school, college age range, and you have dreams of being a teacher, you have dreams of being a counselor or a social services type employee, let us know those things, because that helps us connect the dots and understand how this position is going to help you fulfill what your goals are.
So I just want to talk a little bit about the process for applying. All of our jobs have now been posted. It's after the first of the year, so all of our summer seasonal jobs are posted on our website. We're going to get people that apply this first week that the job is open, and a lot of our jobs are going to remain open online through maybe the beginning of March, through the end of March. Typically, you're going to want to get those applications in within those first couple of months. Hiring supervisors will be contacting individuals for interviews as the process goes on. But how will they find out if they get the job? So they put in their application. What are the next steps that we go through as hiring supervisors? You guys want to elaborate on that?
Sure.
How honest do you want me to be, Nikki?
Very honest.
I will say those first few weeks of hiring, I don't spend much time going through applications. We're in the midst of a basketball league that's going to be starting up here. I'm going to be quite busy over the next several weeks. It's really when I start to turn my attention to summer needs. So probably late February, early March, that's when I really start digging through applications and determining who I want to call in. So if you're applying early, if you're applying now, early January, if you don't hear from me for a few weeks, I wouldn't be concerned about that. Chances are I haven't read through any applications yet, and I'll very likely be getting to that late February, early March.
Yeah, a lot of times that I do my interviews for candidates during their spring break. Maybe they're off of school, so it's easy for them to come in during the day. College students on their spring breaks, we all know when the state school spring breaks are, so we try to schedule our interview times relatively close to those times. So like Nate said, we all have different programs that we're doing right now. So when that February, March timeline rolls around, we'll be contacting you, letting you know if you're gonna come in for an interview or not. So
the whole point is, don't be deterred. If you apply in early January and you don't hear anything, if you have questions about it, obviously feel free to reach out to the hiring supervisor at any point. We can kind of give you a timeline for what we're thinking for the jobs, but
it's
do
not
be
you,
deterred.
it's
me. We get busy. So another question that we tend to get is that people want to know, are there other options for me as I apply for an umpire job and I'm going to be working one night a week? Are there other options as far as bundling positions? We've had a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Well, I'm only going to get 15 hours here working this camp and I'm going to get 4 hours here. So how do we work with them?
Well, something I'd really like people to know is that, a lot of these individual positions have minimal time requirements. So you might get 5 or 6 hours a week umpiring, but then there could be other opportunities, like Nikki mentioned, to be a sports camp instructor where you can get another 15 to 20 hours a week. So there certainly are opportunities for good prospects for us to bundle different positions together and kind of construct something that's going to give you more hours and ultimately more pay as a result. So if there's multiple things you're interested in, I'd say get an application in for all of them, and we'll explore those options as we dig deeper into interviews and look at how that schedule would actually work. But yeah, don't feel like you're only limited to one opportunity. And like Cable said earlier, we share information, and so there's even cross opportunities between all of us where we can definitely get good employees the hours they need. Is the point.
A great example of that is someone who comes to me and says, I want to be a playground leader this summer, but I might not get the 40 hours, so I'm not sure I can take the job because I need to get more hours. So then we kind of work with them, talk about different opportunities through the other hiring supervisors too. So one other area for sure I want to touch on, because this seems to be an area that we feel like we need to educate those young individuals coming in for the interviews, is when you come in for an interview, what are our expectations? So we've had individuals show up in jogging pants and dirty tennis shoes, and who say, I don't know what job I am here for, my mom just told me to show up. So just wanted to highlight a little bit what our expectations are when you come in for your interview with us.
Okay. Well, my advice would be, make us believe that you're there on your terms, that you are there because you want to be there. And that means, taking a little extra time to make sure you're presenting a professional appearance, that you care about the image you're projecting, that you're not just there because you've been told you have to get a summer job and this sounded like the easiest thing you can do. Sometimes that can be the message we're receiving from you. That's the unspoken message we can receive from you if you're not careful.
Be enthusiastic. When you come in, we want to know that you are excited about the job that you are applying for. We want to know that you're here because you want to be here. So yes, dress appropriately. You're going to be representing us if you become a member of our team. So we want to make sure that that's portrayed in that first impression. But we are going to be wrapping it up. So in conclusion, I just want to let everyone know, remind you that you can go to our website, find out all the details for the summer positions that we have posted. As I had stated earlier, feel free to reach out to any one of the hiring supervisors. You can go on and watch the videos. You can find our contact information online, but make sure you reach out if you have questions. We're here to answer them. We're here to help you through the process. So hopefully we get to see some of those applications come in and we get to invite you guys to be part of our team.